You are now entering what can only be described as a true free speech zone, where nothing is off limits and there is absolutely no censorship. Welcome to Open Mic with BoogBrand.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another shit show. It's becoming oddly familiar at this point. If you haven't guessed it by now, you get me tonight. With the holiday, it was a little bit hard to book everybody in, which I completely understand, and I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had something that they are definitely thankful for. We appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by tonight. I don't expect it to be a big episode. We do have some guests coming in. Yes, Tony, we actually have audio. Listen to that. Look, I finally figured it out, at least for this week. So don't get your hopes up. Next week we may just screw the pooch again. The show tonight is definitely going to be, similar to what we did last week. It may get into a couple more reactions, maybe do 2 or 3 reactions tonight. If there's anything anybody wants in the chat, I know Tony, one of the requests that you had, if I do another one, I threw in here for tonight. But other than that, I'm just gonna kind of hang out, everybody, see what you guys are up to this evening, and if anybody wants anything in particular, we can do that. I do believe next week we will have a guest. The week after that we should as well. So we were trying to do some artists. Artists tend to be on the shakier side. That definitely was something we learned. Whereas certain individuals that we're used to dealing with, you can count on a little bit more. We're okay with the artists being a little bit shakier. We're just going to wait to schedule. I'm not going to hold off a schedule while I wait for people to confirm. So from now on, we will always have a guest lined up ahead of time. And if there's a week where we don't, we're going to know it ahead of time. So we can keep the blogs going, get more updates out there. So if you're not familiar, we do keep everything for this show updated as much as possible at openmic.boogbrand.com. We try to keep it as up to date as possible, especially if we're going to have a guest. Typically on Monday after the show, I'll know who the guest is going to be for the next week. So I will post up a blog post. You'll see it on our Instagram probably, and then throughout the week as well on the Instagram. We're also starting to get into using our Parler account a little bit more. We've been on there since about June 9th, I think it showed, but seems like it's picking up a little bit more over there, so we're going to be using Parler a little bit more. Not going to be exclusive yet till we get kicked off of all the other platforms, but it's definitely something we're going to start paying a little more attention to. So anybody who's over on Parler, make sure you head on over there. Look for BoogBrand on Parler. You'll find us. So we've been around for a little while. So just a quick roll call in the chat. Tony, Operator Tony, obviously first. Dr. Cavell coming in saying hi, everybody. An American white guy talking to Operator Tony. Yeah, established last week you had no life. You're always first. Yes, we did. But that's okay. We love Operator Tony. Tony, as a matter of fact, a little close circuit to you. We need to get together and determine a time for us to meet. I'd like to get rid of a big box that I've got done, and I'm sure that Jarvis would like. So hit me up on Discord, and we will get something figured out as far as that goes. Just want to get it out of the garage before the snow starts to fly. So as far as that looks like it's the roll call for tonight. Yeah, Tony's sharing that free raise energy. Just pay shipping. Nice. Might have to actually check it out if it's free. So he shared the link in the chat. You can share it down below in the actual comment section too, Tony, if you want to. I'll pin that for you again. It's a sugar-free energy drink. Operator Tony himself is an affiliate for it, so it helps. Every little bit helps him out. Dr. Catmonk says, sweet, gonna go fast. Yeah, I think free will go fast. Paying shipping, we can all pay shipping. It is Black Friday. I don't know what that means to anybody else, but it means to me that I'm not going fucking shopping today, which I did anyways. So I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess you could say. No comment section during the live stream. Well, fuck you, Tony. You stick around. You got no life, right? Joking. Um, yeah, there's definitely uh, a lot of weird people out and about today. Um, Luckily, I only had to go to like Fleet Farm, and then our typical go to pick up, the Christmas tree. So we do a live tree, so every year we go and pick one out, and it was definitely fun this year with the 3-year-old. She was able to get a little bit more involved and decide what she wanted. So Operator Tony, I tried to go shopping at Micro Center, was packed, so I left. Well, yeah, you went to a place where they sell electronics. He's gonna pick up filament for his printer. Yeah, you're almost better off doing that online. You know what you need, just get it online. Right now, shopping in store it's not stupid. I actually thought there was gonna be more people out, which I'm surprised. Surprised, I guess there wasn't as many people out and about as I thought there would be. But like I said, I only had to go to Fleet Farm, so for the most part, the people who go to Fleet Farm, they've been going to Fleet Farm all year long. There's not really that great of deals this year as far as a lot of places are concerned. But what's really interesting is a lot of people are claiming like Walmart and yeah, Micro Center is a no go on Black Friday, says Dr. Cat Milk. Yeah, I believe that. That's like Costco. Nobody wants to be around the TV center. You gotta walk through that area just to walk in. So that's definitely not a place you want to be. Yeah, you wanted to compare actual colors in person. Yeah, I get that. So, yeah. So I mean, I kind of catch where I was here again a second. We're just gonna move on, I guess. So I totally brain farted. Yeah. So did the shopping. It's definitely interesting to see the people that were out and about, and nobody really cared. Everybody wears the mask in the store because they have to, type of shit. But other than that, everybody was kind of just doing their own thing, and it wasn't any different than any other day as far as I could tell, around me at least. So that's good. I haven't heard actually any mobs or anything like that. I'm sure they're out there. But then, I made the joke to the wife too. I says, everybody who acts a fool on Black Friday already got all their shit during the rioting and looting. So, no sense in having loots and riots during the Black Friday sales. Yeah, so you can take that for what you want. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be kind of a short show tonight. I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. There wasn't really a whole lot in the news this week. Kind of just kind of a good thing, actually. It's kind of been nice. I spent the day today putting up Christmas lights, doing the Christmas tree thing, and getting that all done. So, it was definitely a long day as far as getting stuff done, but I got it done. So here I am. I'm talking to you guys, and we're going to have ourselves a good time. So, without further ado, I think I'm going to get into some of the reactions. I know Operator Tony kind of reached out to me. He said that there was this person that he wanted me to check out, and I did, Tony. I checked out a couple of her videos. I just kind of pulled one up at random here. I wanted to do an original song, number one. I don't care to get copyright struck. I don't care at all. I'll play whatever. Some of her stuff, it didn't look like there was copyright on, but some of it did. So I figured I'd grab an original song from her. She's metal, shred, guitarist. Don't really know anything about her, so I'm going to kind of pull it up and we'll kind of go over it and learn what she's all about at the same time. I listened to a couple of her covers. I haven't really listened to any of her original stuff. So if it sucks, you guys can tell me. We'll just cut it and move on. But she's got like 534,000 followers on YouTube, so I doubt it's gonna suck that bad. And from what I can tell, Operator Tony likes her because she's kind of eye candy too. So, he can defend himself in the chat if he wants. I doubt he will, but we'll go into here. and we will. Let me know if we get the audio too. So I moved my camera so you guys can see her hand. Like she's moving pretty crazy up there. She didn't waste any time getting into it. So Tony says no need to defend against that. The video I pulled up, I didn't even pre look at this. So yeah, she's definitely showing out to the camera, but she's got some skills to back it up. So there's no shame in the game. Trying to get yourself some views. So. She has hands taking this. So one thing I noticed that when it comes to like the shred guitaring, um, no disrespect to what she's doing because I couldn't do it, but a lot of it is very rudimentary if you're actually paying attention to it. It's just kind of stringing along a couple pentatonics with some tapping in there, which it's actually really incredible to see him string it all together. But it's actually not as complicated as it sounds. It's really one thing that I appreciate a lot about the guitar is it comes across so complex, but if you're paying attention to what's actually being done, it's really not. It's just a matter of putting everything together really nicely. So, and she does put it together very well. So, it's not taking anything away from her on that. Well, Tony, thanks for that. That was actually really good. I'll have to check her out a little bit more. looks like she has a couple other official videos, stuff like that. So that was actually Sophie Lloyd, for anybody who was wondering. We'll kind of, maybe Tony can search for that. The song of that was, or the name of that was called After Insanity, an original song. So not bad. I don't mind it. The layered track didn't, I don't know. I mean, it was good. I'm not even going to take away from it. So Tony, thanks for that. Like I said, the layering of the tracks, I was going to say the layering of the tracks seemed a little bit off to me, but it was done well. So I got nothing to say about that. So her Smells Like Teen Spirit video brought you to her. Now, I can see that. I can see her doing a really good grunge guitar player, grunge shredding, whatever you want to say. It seems like most of her video is all just about shredding, quite a bit different sounding than some of the other songs that I was kind of looking up. Not bad though. I think she does a phenomenal job on it. She kind of gives it her own thing, which I can appreciate. So, it's not easy to make your own music on YouTube, and it's definitely not easy to have other people judge it. I didn't think it was bad. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a guitarist. I'm not somebody who's going to pick up every little thing or anything like that. But she definitely knew what she was doing. She was able to put everything together nicely and kept with it. So for the most part, stayed in step with her undertrack and did well. So and that could entirely be, the undertrack could entirely be just kind of her putting the two together, the video and the audio. So there's nothing, I don't see anything really wrong with that. And maybe to you guys it wasn't that big of a deal, or you didn't really notice it that much. So I'll jump into the next little reaction that we're going to do. I guess this isn't really a reaction for me. I've heard it before. It touches on a subject that I want to talk about a little bit. So I want to kind of play the video through. You guys can let me know what you think about it, and we can kind of discuss the topic a little bit. It's a bit taboo for a lot of people to talk about it, but I think it needs to be talked about a little bit more. And that's one reason I really appreciate this song, so I'm going to jump into that quick.
Save me, I can't save myself. Save me, this is my cry for help. Save me, I can't save myself. Save me, this is my cry for help.
I'm a patriot and I'm a patriarch, but I'm a father first and I'ma play that part. Gonna stand for mine and never bow or buckle there for anybody that ever get in trouble. Yeah, storm is brewing, I can see them clouds, hear the children crying, baby clearing loud. Shine a light on shadows, I'ma clear them out. Don't wanna hear the truth, you better hear them now, before it hits home and it's too close to the night of facts that you've been running from. I made it through hell just to show and tell all the lost ones where I've been coming from. My number one is my household and my family, always been my saving grace. There's a war right now and it's taking place, and you bite your tongue so you saving face. I'ma yell it loud, this my battle cry on this battlefield. I'll take my consequence, yeah, it's common sense. When it's good and evil, you can't ride the fence, that's some coward shit. I'll take them hits and I'll throw them blows, I'll lose it all to save their innocence. I'll deliver this with some diligence, cause your ignorance makes us different.
So if you can't tell, obviously he's talking about children going missing, sex trafficking, stuff like that. So, get your topics ready. I'm going to dive into this a little bit after the video, so I'm going to let it play through a little bit more. There's not much to react to, in my opinion. There's nothing bad to say about what he's saying, and I 100% agree. So.
I can't save myself.
eyes. Gonna be a horror story with a scary dies. Angels fly with their guns out, causing hella fire when Mother Mary cries. I heard the lies, but I seen the truth. They gonna silence you if you bring the proof. They gon' call you crazy when you call them out. They try to box us in, but we can box them out. Don't dare ask me what I'm talking about. If you ain't listened yet, then you'll never hear it. We gon' pray to God and we gon' stand up. Got an army here, I know the devil fear. Yeah, the future's clear when you know the past. And that train is coming and it's rolling fast. Gotta fix the path that's on a broken track. There's no time for us to be holding back. Now we need some leaders to wake up the sleepers. Make believers out of non-believers. Let freedom of speech ring through the speakers. Take the filthy rich to the cleaners. Shine our light, baby, high beamers. Don't let sex crimes be a misdemeanor. Protect these babies from these sickening creatures. I refuse to sit and watch from the bleachers.
Save me, I can't save myself. Save me, this is my cry for help. Save me, I can't save myself. Save me, this is my cry for help. Save me, I can't save myself. Save me, this is my cry for help. Save me, I can't save myself. Save me, this is my cry for help. Save me.
So I'll leave that up for a second. I mean, you guys can kind of see that. You know, in 2019, there were 421,394 reports of missing children. Obviously, some of them were runaways. Some of them weren't just taken away. But, you know, we all know the story. We all know the way things are going and the things that are happening. I don't know how many people are paying attention to what's really being, what's really going on out there. So, I mean, if you literally just go and Google missing children and type in your zip code, like, it's ridiculous the amount of people that are actually missing, just even in a single zip code. Now, mine, I know personally that there's not a lot. So missing children in my zip code in the last 3-4 years, I think, is like around 5 or 6, and all of them ended up being runaways. But literally one zip code over from me, and 6 people were arrested last month for literally, trafficking. So it happens. Yeah, Tony says, "Wow, what a great song." Yeah, Struggle does a lot of really good music, relevant, and that, by the way, was Struggle Jennings, with his daughter Brianna Harness. So it's a powerful song, and it's something that I think is worth listening to, but even more, it's worth talking about. So unfortunately, for the set of that video, every one of those missing children signs was from his local area. So, and they're actively missing children. So Nashville, Tennessee is horrible, for missing children. That whole area, down south, a lot of kids go missing because there's often expanses of land between where the kids are and where they're going. So, yeah, AWG says he lives in one of the highest child sex trafficking states in the country. And it's crazy because it's not where you would think it is. So it's not Los Angeles County. It's not, New York City. It's happening in small areas, relatively small areas. So, Columbus, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio. I think Dayton, Ohio is actually tops both of them, and it's even a smaller area. So yeah, Cat Milk says a guy he went to school with got busted by the U.S. Marshals. Always got a creep feeling for him. It's crazy. You never know who it is. You really don't. And today, I think we need to pay attention more to what's going on around us. And it's hard. So you can't just judge somebody and say, well, that guy's a creeper. But, we're in a place where we almost have to. Yeah, Les Wexner funded your governor to get in office. Yeah, yep, he did. So he helped. So, but it's disgusting what's out there, what's happening right now, and anybody wants to talk about, the child sex trafficking and Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, and I believe Epstein didn't kill himself. Obviously, I think everybody here believes Epstein didn't kill himself. So I don't think anybody's above that. Chamber of Defense says he saw something yesterday about 42 people arrested in child trafficking ring in Ohio. Yeah, and this happens like monthly, and it's been happening more and more, which is great. What's really interesting is nobody's talking about the fact that the arrests have gone up by almost 2,000% in the 4 months since Ghislaine or Ghislaine, whatever the fuck her name is, Ghislaine Maxwell, was taken into custody. So Epstein may not have killed himself. Yeah, is he really dead? I think he is. I honestly think he is. I think they did kill him. I think they did, but I think they fucked up because Ghislaine is alive and she's protected as shit right now, which is good. I don't care what they do with her after they get all the information pulled out of her head. As far as I care, they could be drilling into her head, Jeffrey Dahmer style, to get the fucking information. I don't give a shit. People like that do not deserve equal human rights. If you can harm a child, you are not a human. So that's that. I won't go too deep on that, but I think everybody here would agree with that. So it's definitely something that, easier to bury than hide. Yeah, exactly. So Epstein isn't the type of person who lived a lifestyle where he's going to give that up easily. So nobody's going to hide anybody. And yeah, that's just it. Mainstream media is not talking about it at all. It's disgusting. But they literally have covered for everybody. They've covered for all this shit. Yeah, it's pronounced Ghislaine. I'll pronounce it exactly like it's spelled. God damn it. But yeah, mainstream media doesn't cover it at all. And you're lucky if you can find any coverage even of the kids that have been found. We're making progress. So with people behind bars, kids are being found. Unfortunately, they're not leading to prosecutions yet. And I think that's where we need to push back. I don't think it was this song. I think it was another one of Struggle songs recently. It was another one. It's called "God We Need You Now." Definitely worth a listen. I'm not going to play it here, just for redundancy's purposes. But he literally has a line in there where he says, "How these kids been molested, but nobody's been arrested," and that speaks volumes to what's actually happening. These kids are being picked up, found. They're being, just brought back to their families, brought back home, but nobody's really being arrested in relation to it. AWG. I just like being able to describe someone's name with jizz. There's a few people that you could do that to, but that none of them's names are actually jizz. So, I'll leave it there. Y'all can figure out what I'm talking about. I don't even know where to go from here. Like, the discussion about how many kids have been found, it's powerful to me, and I think it's great that the kids have been found, but nobody's being arrested for it, and I think that's the big thing. We need to push back, and especially in the areas. If you're in an area where they find these kids, and it hits the news, you gotta spread the news, because it's not gonna hit anything but your local news. It's like at the beginning of this pandemic, there was a crazy phenomenon going on around the country, and nobody was even aware of it because nothing hit, nothing hit the news. But back, I want to say June time frame, you could literally just Google search body found, and your local news would probably have 6 or 7 pop up. Crazy. And it'd be like within 24 hours there were 6 or 7 bodies found. But it was happening all over the country. It wasn't being national news, but bodies being washing up in water in the middle of June. I guess maybe it's not that unusual in some areas, but there were places, like Marshall County, Kentucky. It is good old boy country, Marshall County, Kentucky. And they literally, for almost a month straight, every weekend, were finding a body in the water. So, it's not, 4 bodies, in an entire county, but you're talking about 4 bodies in a county where everybody knows your name. So, and they were just coming in, they're just finding them in the water. So, yeah, Dr. Catmilk, no arrest, no attempt to help with the trauma. Just here, you go with it. Yeah, exactly. Here you go, deal with it. Exactly. That they say, oh, we'll provide counselors or we'll help with counseling and this and that, but the things that some of these kids have gone through, it can't be corrected with counseling. It can never be actually corrected. The damage is done. So it's disgusting. It's a bit of a heavy topic, I guess, for the day after Thanksgiving, but it hits me because I'm thankful for the fact that I get to spend time with my kids, and God forbid if anybody ever tried to do anything to my kids. The things that would happen would absolutely be ridiculous. I just don't know. I don't know what to say about that. That hasn't already been said. I guess a lot of people would be remiss. Looks like I'm dropping some frames, guys. Sorry. Let me know if the quality of the video is, kind of crap. Looks like we're back now, but all of a sudden I dropped like 600 frames in like a minute. So hopefully that wasn't too bad. Hopefully that wasn't too terrible. Yeah, no topic is heavy at any time if it's important, and it really is. Yeah, so you guys may be seeing a little bit of buffering. YouTube's being a shit show right now, so we should be back shortly. But yeah, no, I think it's definitely something that needs to be talked about more, and not being afraid to talk about it is the first step, and regardless of how taboo the subject may seem. It's something that we all need to talk about a little bit more. There are kids that aren't home with their families tonight. They haven't been home for a while. And, if we need to get back to community, one of the biggest things that I preach to anybody that I can is we need to get back to a community. Yeah, I've heard Tim Pool talk about a woman whose doctor assisted her suicide because of upcoming lookdowns. She couldn't deal with it anymore. Alright, I guess that's a thing. So that doctor, I would assume, is being charged with murder, because whatever. I don't care. Assisted suicide, whatever. Fuck it. They want to kill themselves anyways. You started to talk about taboo shit, man. That's why they slowed you down. Yeah, pretty much. That probably is the truth. Anyways, the thing is I think we all need to talk about it more. I think we all need to get back to community. We need to get back to knowing our neighbors. I guess maybe that's the taboo subject. Maybe maybe the whole deal with the kids isn't even the taboo thing, because everybody knows it happens. Everybody can sit here and pretend that it doesn't happen, but everybody knows that it's happening. Maybe the big taboo thing here is community. Nobody fucking knows anybody anymore. It's all on your phone. It's all online. And I appreciate each and every one of you coming here. And I say that as being an online sort of personality, I guess. I know you guys more, some of you guys in the chat, I know you more than I know the people who live right next to me. On one side of me, I don't really know the people who live there at all. I know sort of the people who live across the street, and other people next to me, I know them pretty well at this point. But, I'm just as guilty as everybody else. So it's not me sitting on a high horse. We all need to do better at community. We need to do better policing our own shit and not relying on other people. Because the biggest thing that's changed in the last 50 years, other than politics, and going away, is community. But I think community leads to some of the other shit too. So people who know other people and respect other people are more likely to have genuine conversation with them, and whether they believe the same thing or not. Tony's all right. So Tony says he needs 3 more people in the next 2 days to order with his code. Then we get an extra $25 going toward the nation. Awesome. Yeah, Tony, you can share your link again. I don't care. That's cool. I see you did up there. Never mind. Whatever, you can do it again. I don't care. Boog, are you me? That's my relationship with my neighbors as well. I think that's everybody's relationship with their neighbors, Cat Milk. That's the thing. Like, that's how everybody is. Like, there's one person that's close to you, maybe, that you kind of trust. And the rest of the people you either don't know or you're just kind of, they're okay people. But you don't really know them. I live in a small enough community. I'm basically in a rural subdivision. So I'm basically like a subdivision that was built on a farm in the middle of the country. There's 50, 60 houses in our subdivision, and it's growing, but it's still a really nice small community, basically. And nobody really knows everybody. So there's a couple people that do. Obviously, there's a couple people that know more people than others, but I guarantee you they don't know the people right next to them. And that's sad. That's really sad. In a country that used to pride itself on our community and our ability to be friendly and assimilate and have all that stuff, we don't have the community. And the reason we got to the community conversation is because if we had the community, we wouldn't have to worry so much about our kids. And think about it. These kids are being taken in the communities they live. 90% of these kids are taken within 2 blocks of their home. If you knew, like when I was growing up as a kid, and this may date myself a little bit, but when I was growing up, I played with everybody's kids on the block. Like, if we were kids within 5 years of each other, we all played together. We were all hanging out together all the time. And it literally was kind of just like a chain. Like, if your kids weren't at your house, they were at the house next door, or the house next to that, or the house next to that. But finding them wasn't difficult, because it was literally going out and finding where all the bikes were, But we don't have that now, Unfortunately, our kids probably are going to be worse than we are, when it comes to knowing their neighbors, because everything's going virtual. I think, VR is becoming more affordable for a reason. It's not because the technology is more available or it's easier to make. It's because it's what they want you to go to. You're easy to track. You're easy to take care of. You're easy to drive in a direction that they want you to drive. They're feeding you all the information that they want. They're controlling your mind, essentially. Whether you believe it or not. And it happens on both sides. Back, 6-7 years ago, I was heavily involved with like the 3%ers movement. And I was fully engulfed in everything they were saying and talking about and this and that. I think it was great. I liked what they were talking about. I liked what they were doing and sharing information. But at the same time, they didn't have the community either. But they were just feeding each other the same shit sandwich. So they weren't ever going to do anything, and maybe that'll piss some people off because there's groups out there in this country that call themselves 3%ers that are part of the 3%er movement that are doing things, but for the most part, 90% of them, they're just keyboard warriors. And that's the problem with most right-wing stuff. We're keyboard warriors. Too afraid to go do anything because we're afraid to lose our job. We have too much to lose. But yet we don't have community. If we had community, maybe we wouldn't have so much to lose. One big thing that we miss as America is that we sit here and complain about legislation and laws and everything that are passed, but we don't fight them the way we're supposed to. There's a way to go about it, and community is the way you fight it. Because a single person taking and escalating a fight to the Supreme Court isn't going to work. That person needs to be backed by their community. That community needs to be backed by the community at large. And then together we all fight. We stand up against it together. That's all community. I hesitate to say this, but not a single person in the chat tonight, myself included, is doing anything today that's going to benefit this country tomorrow. At this moment. And maybe we need to start taking more time to do that. So we can sit here and say, let's write your legislator, do this, do that. I think we need to create community. We need to get out, get off of our fucking computers, get off of our phones, and know our neighbors. Start there. If you get to know your neighbors, you kind of spread it out slowly. It's kind of the same thing. I've talked about it before with a lot of you guys about, third-party politics. You can't have a third party if you don't start local. And local is your local neighborhood. Then your neighborhood grows to your city to your county to your state. You got to start and roll it forward. You can't just, there's a third party, we're going to call it the Constitutionalists, and run for president. Just don't fucking go nowhere. Nobody's going to sign up for that ticket because they don't know shit about you. Start local, grow up bigger. And the same goes for building community. So I'm going to task each and every one of you that are here tonight, which, I don't know how many we got watching right now. 8, maybe? I don't know. If you're watching my stream tonight, be part of the change. Get to know a neighbor this week. I know it's scary. You might have to talk to somebody new. I'm not asking you to go out and change the world. I'm not asking you to go do anything else. I'm asking you to say hi to a neighbor. Introduce yourself if you haven't already. Spend a little bit of time getting to know them. Because we're coming up on some critically hard times. And if you don't know your neighbors, then you don't trust your neighbors. And if you don't trust your neighbors, you don't know anything else. So, sorry, don't worry, it's not Rona. Tranquil the Cat says, "Oh crap, I just got here and I have homework." I guess it is. Take it as that. Your homework this week, should you choose to accept it, is to get to know somebody new. Know one of your neighbors. I'm not saying go out and just pick a random person at the store. Just literally introduce yourself to your neighbors, because you'd be surprised how far that might go. Maybe it doesn't go very well at all, but at least you know then that person can't be trusted. And you know what? Everybody here knows what OPSEC is. If you don't know who your neighbor is and you don't know the people next to you, you don't know what your OPSEC situation is. So I guess it's twofold. You're building your community, and you're learning who you can and can't trust. So I don't know where things are going in the next couple months, but if we don't get to know the community and we don't get to know the people that are around us, then it is what it is. Dr. Catmilk says, my neighbors don't like me since my house is no longer in their HOA. Well, you know what, though? Maybe they're jealous of you. Maybe it's not that they don't like you. Maybe they don't want to be a part of the HOA either. So maybe that's something you guys can talk about. Because nobody wants to be in an HOA. I mean, there are certain people who do, don't get me wrong, they're like the 70-year-old grass Nazis who are out there with their tape measure, measuring the blades of grass to make sure they're the perfect height. But the reality is most people don't actually want to be part of an HOA. Everyone is anti-2A until proven otherwise. Exactly. Honestly, the people who are the most anti-2A to me are actually people who consider themselves inside the gun community. It is what it is. So you can take that with a grain of salt. We all kill ourselves. We all hurt ourselves in the community because we complain about everything, but we don't do shit. We say not one more inch. We're not going to go any further. No more. Every time. Well, you know what? If I can come up, get in your face, and every single time I do it, you take a step back, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it until you fall off the cliff. Because guess what? 90% of you are going to fall off the fucking cliff. So take that for what it is. I'm not saying anybody in this chat is a coward. I'm not saying anything like that. But we all do the same shit. We all say we're not going to do anymore. We're not going to give up anymore. No more. We're not going to back up anymore. We're not handing them over any more rights. But at the end of the day, we don't do shit. So I guess, it comes down to action. Talk is just talk. Blah, blah, blah. Anybody can get up here, take a video, and record it, and that is what it is. So, I'm no better than anybody here, and I'm not saying that I am. So, I'm not doing any different than anybody else. So, I'm just as guilty, too. Kind of a self-reflection thing, too. So I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. Nobody's better than anybody else. And everybody has their reasons why they do certain things. Nobody can tell you what your why is. Your why is yours. You got to own it. Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? That's what I'm referring to when I say your why. Everything has a why. So why do you conceal carry? Because you want to protect your family, or you want to protect yourself, you want to protect other people, whatever. Why don't you conceal carry? Because I don't trust myself to carry a gun, because I don't do this, because I don't want to do this, and I don't want to put my family at harm. It's all a why. So you have to own your why. If you don't know what your why is, then you need to take a deep look inside. So I don't want to get too deep into that anymore. Maybe a topic for another time. So, as American White Guy says, it takes action to make change. It does. It really does. You can't change anything without action. You can sit here. I'm fat. Okay, I'm overweight. So, if I don't do something about it, it's never going to change. What you're doing is a start, and it does help. It gets the conversation rolling, so it is something, even if it makes a dent. I appreciate that, Tranquil. And that's all I intend to do ever, is get a conversation rolling. And it really does make people think, hopefully. So, at the end of the day, if I can make people think, and I can make people just get out and do something, that's what matters. I don't expect to change the world. I mean, there's maybe 6-8 people watching. I don't know. Doesn't even matter. End of the day, maybe 30-40 people will watch this by the end of the week. Maybe maybe 10% will go out and say hi to their neighbor. It's more people that were that wouldn't have done it beforehand. So, yeah, AWG says, as much as I can't stand Antifa, they are the ones in the streets right now. They are. They may be paid to be there, but they don't have shit to lose either. That's the difference between people that are on the far left and people that are on the far right, typically. People that are on the far right are on the far right because they have shit. Because they understand that personal property rights and personal responsibility leads to property, possessions. They understand that you have to work and earn your shit. People on the far left don't. They get handouts. They don't care. Their government subsidy and their unemployment check is going to keep rolling in. They're not working. And we can just keep saying that it's due to coronavirus. File for another extension. So, I guess, at the beginning of this pandemic, they were giving $600 additional a week to people who are unemployed. You fucking kidding me? $600 a week. I don't make $600 a week, and I'm a fucking engineer. I don't take home $600 a week. That's for goddamn sure. So, yeah, there was some incentive to not have a job. But, people on our side, they didn't quit their jobs either. They kept doing what they do. And we still got shit to worry about. We still got shit to take care of. And if it wasn't for those that are doing it, those that are working, this country wouldn't be where we're at right now. So, excuse me. There, and the cough again, tickle in the throat. So yeah, I'm not going to keep preaching. I'm not going to keep doing the sermon. At the end of the day, I just want everybody that I know and everybody that's a part of this to be a better person tomorrow than they were today. So if you're not taking actions today to be better tomorrow than you were yesterday, then you're failing every single day. So take baby steps. That's the big thing. Like, everybody wants to jump out and get big results right away. Yeah, tactical mute. Yeah, nobody wants to hear me cough. So tickle in the throat. Pause. Mute. So yeah, get out and do something. If you aren't making steps to be better, like I said, you're not doing it right. But take little steps. Big results don't happen. That's not a thing of reality. And oftentimes you got to tear shit down to get back up, if that makes sense. So when you're weightlifting, you're tearing your muscle. You're tearing your muscle so that it can grow back stronger, bigger. That's what you're doing. You're tearing it down to build it back stronger and bigger. So just do what you got to do. I love hearing you cough. Fuck your drums. Yeah. I don't know. Kind of want to end on something fun for the night. Give me a second here. We'll find something that we can pull up that'll be a little bit fun. I don't know. Inch by, like I was saying, inch by inch, anything is a cinch. Just take baby steps. Don't expect large things and get what you want out of it. So I don't know. What are you guys into tonight to kind of leave things alone? To walk away. Don't want to do too much. Oh, what do we got? How about we do a little try not to laugh? Sound fun? Let's see. This is 55 minutes. I'm not going to play 55 minutes. Holy crap, it's a full show. Let's just go into it. I don't know where we're going to go. I just fast forward a little bit. Battlefields, friends, turrets. I might have to look that up and we'll take a look quick. Just because I don't know what we're looking at anyways. So, So you're gonna have to help me out with this, Cat Milk. Is this like some Japanese anime shit? Because I won't do that. I'm sorry. I'm not. No offense. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'll take a look at it this week, Cat Milk, and if we need some filler another time, maybe it'll be something we'll throw in there. So I'm going to go with some Bill Burr epic stand-up comedy, Trying Not to Laugh. I just moved partway through the video, so it may be in the middle of a joke, and I'm sorry for that. So Neebs Gaming, yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about it. It's not like I'll have to take a look at it, and then we'll figure it out from there. So I'm gonna jump into this, and we'll see where we're at.
Let me guess. She shows up, and they don't accept her, right? And she goes home. She cries to her effeminate boyfriend who's wearing sweatpants, and he's cooking something for some reason, right? And he convinces her to give it one more chance, right? So then she goes back down there, she starts drawing out the inner beauty. Next thing you know, they put a do-rag on her, she starts fucking dancing. And it's just embarrassing for all races involved. For the love of God, stop making that fucking movie. Dude, the amount of times they made that movie, I would think I would know somebody white who actually did that shit, you know? Just be like, that's Mike, yeah, he saves ghettos. That's what he does, you know? I sit around, I watch Sports Center, you know, he's in the projects every weekend. He's writing his name on the blackboard. My name's Mr. Michael. All right, who threw that? Who threw that? It's just annoying after a while, you know? And it always fucking works out, too. Anytime the white person goes down there, I want to see a movie where it doesn't work out. Like the white dude goes down there the first day, just gets the shit kicked out of him, you know? Just leaving all negative. You can't fucking help these people, you know? You go down there, you try to do something nice. I couldn't get a goddamn word in. It's a $300 prescription. So here's something I saw the other day I've not seen in a long time. You know what I saw? I saw balls on a dog. Yeah, you remember that shit? Dude, I have not seen that since like the late 90s. I was literally sitting there looking like, I remember that shit. Dogs used to have balls. I remember that. Remember that? You hit your friend, hey, look at his balls, you know, and everybody would laugh. No, but somewhere along the line, it became socially acceptable to cut your dog's balls off, whether there's anything wrong with them or not, under the whole fear of like, well, if we don't do it, he's gonna fuck another dog, they're gonna make more dogs, and what are we gonna do with all these dogs? We're not gonna have homes? What are we gonna do? I love that shit. What are we gonna do? It's like, dude, they're animals. Just let them go. They'll be fine. They got fangs, they got claws, they'll form packs, you know? They'll help with the obesity problem in this country, you know? You come stumbling out of a cheesecake factory just like a herd of fucking Rottweiler running at you. You gotta run to your SUV, dive in Dukes of Hazzard style, right? No, I'm pro dog balls. I am. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Dog should be able to, you know, fuck who he wants to, and it's ridiculous. No, I want to get a dog. I've been dying to get a dog, and immediately, my girls well, we have to get it from getting a dog, we have to get him fixed. I'm like, why do we have to get him fixed? Well, you know, that's what you're supposed to do. I'm like, well, you're not a veterinarian. She's like, well, neither are you. Great, then it's a stalemate. Neither one of us knows what the fuck we're talking about, so let's not start cutting anything off the animal, right? So, of course, she's a female. She's got to go out and prove me wrong. Goes out and gets a book. Okay, look at this. See, it says right here, you get your dog fixed, he's less likely to be aggressive. Okay? No, listen. God, you're such an asshole. Just listen. And then it says, he's less likely to rip up the furniture. Yeah, there's that thing, you know. I was just like, sweetheart, when we were a kid, we had a family dog, all right? He had his balls. Okay, yeah, sure, occasionally he humped your leg, you know? But generally speaking, he just laid around, he begged for food, you came home, he was excited, but he wasn't wearing a raincoat, like jerking off or something, you know? He lived for 15 years without incident with his balls. You know, no sexual harassment, nothing. No, I think it's weird how like human beings are trying to control the population of animals. You know, like anytime the deer population gets out of control, some dude would literally get on TV and be like, "All right, the deer population is up to about 1,800. Realistically, we need to get that number down to about 5, 6 of them. All right." So starting them off, you got a gun, fucking shoot one in the face. I'm just sitting at home like, what are the deer doing that's so bad for the environment, you know? They're gonna eat all the fucking grass. They're coming up to trees, just nibbling. Just nibbling. Dude, the deer didn't put a hole in the ozone layer, all right? That's not a bunch of dogs clogging up the freeways. It's us, right? We can fuck all we want. No one's gonna stop it. You could have 15 kids, have a 16th on the way. No one's gonna get on TV and be like, all right, Paul is still fucking. Starting him off, you got a gun, fucking shoot him in the face. Do what you gotta do, this guy, he's out of control. No, it's great. It's great, man. You can just keep banging away. You can just keep banging away, making one useless, mediocre, not gonna invent shit kid after another. No, I don't understand people like that. So don't you realize after your third loser kid, you don't have the DNA to make somebody special? It's like, what are you doing? All you're doing, you're just making more in the way people just walking around, looking up at shit as you're trying to get down the sidewalk, you know? Or you know that dude, whenever you go into the deli, there's always that guy in front of you, doesn't know what he wants. Oh, what kind of bread is that? It's like, dude, stop making that fucking guy. Jesus Christ, that dude is everywhere. No, that's why I love old people. I love old people. They always with their family photos, cracks me up. They always, well, they're all proud, like, well, we had 5 kids, and then they all had 5, and da-da-da-da. It's like, yeah, none of you did shit. I don't recognize anybody in that photo. You just made 30 people who are all taking a shit every day that ends up in a river. That's not a family photo. That's an environmental disaster, and you framed it. No, that's my solution for global warming. Everybody's talking about cars and oil. That doesn't matter. It's just too many people, you know. There's too many people doing it. Just that, you know, you want to help the environment, just stop fucking. Right? I'm not saying stop fucking, but, you know, pull out. You can still have your fun, right? But you gotta stop looking at babies like they're these cute things, all right? They're not. They are cute, but most of them are just gonna grow up, they're just gonna end up being another shithead in like an SUV that doesn't pull out far enough into the intersection, right? Now you gotta wait a whole nother light to make a left, and you're just sitting there losing your shit, screaming at your windshield at this dude who didn't need to exist. It's like, there's no reason for that guy. We got that guy.